And I've trained so many people all over the world, and I mean all over the world, from China, India, Middle East, you name it. I've met some very, very talented people, and they've allowed me to learn from them and to give me permission to say, go out and teach other people how to do this thing. And then I've looked at people that have done something that is not hypnosis in their mind, a technique that they've used, and I've looked at it and thought, aha, that will work in hypnosis. So I've adapted people's work, and with their permission, I'll teach it. I would want them to make sure that they can actually use their voice properly, and I want them to be able to use their voice to help somebody to get into a relaxed state and use the tonality of the voice and the feedback one gets from each other, from the client who's with you, to get them into a very, very deep trance. So that is one way. And we'll experiment with others. I think that's maybe using the two fingers, just the two fingers, and using those to go into a deep, deep trance. And I'm not going to say anything, but suddenly, bang. We'll try lots, and I'm going to have to read the room because people have worked with me before, and maybe I've got some new techniques that they haven't seen. Maybe nobody's seen anything that I've done before, so therefore I'm going to read the room and see what's best for the room itself. And I've learnt from great people from all over the world, incorporating them into not just one way, but bringing them all together to repattern the way that the brain works. Instead of creating the feeling of fear, anxiety, flight or flight, I create something else, a new feeling. So the old feeling of phobia cannot exist, because I make that new feeling stronger than the old phobia feeling. All feelings, all emotions are feelings. And now if you can stop that feeling starting, it can't progress. So stop the feelings, stop the progression of fear, stop it by putting something else in its place. The phobia can't run. Simple. A lot of people are under stress, and so they eat when they're under stress. A lot of people have got habits. They eat the wrong food. That can be worked on in hypnosis. As the hypnotherapist, one has to look at what is causing the problem, cause effect. And if you can find out the triggers that are making people overeat, don't exercise, eating the wrong food, then one can put in place, repattern the brain, give them better outcomes. You can reprogram the brain that way. And it's by suggestions. It's only suggestions, but you're putting new thoughts, stronger thoughts in the brain. And it can work if they want it to. One of my theories is that we can actually stop the signal of the pain going through that pathway, that neuron pathway. The other thing is that the human body itself is quite capable of producing its own chemicals. And those could be painkillers, for example. Is it a placebo effect? It could well be. I don't know. I don't think anybody does know how, in essence, it really does work. But it does work. We can put the pain somewhere else. I like to put my pain in my big toenail, because when you cut your big toenail, it doesn't hurt because there's no nerves in there. So I tell the pain to go in my big toenail, and I don't feel any pain. So It is putting one's concentration into another area of the body that doesn't feel pain, creating the chemicals or the stimulation of the chemicals that produce pain relief, or stop that neuron pathway